Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So yesterday I worked on stitching down the treasured lace pieces, which was predominantly these two. Mind you, there's plenty of treasured lace pieces. And I mentioned that I felt like this collar could extend right through. And I thought I'd better test that theory sooner rather than later. And then I thought, well, I need to get some background pieces in. So I started just tucking, like there's a piece through here that tucks in under there and under the flower. The flower's stitched down a little bit through here, but not here. And then I thought I'd better get this collar up, and it just fits across the top there. I then put this piece just coming through here. It's all pinned. Once again, I just got rid of the pins, and here we go again, pinning. But I guess my lace is starting to expand out and all of my key elements, and I don't even have a background in behind it. So I thought I can play it pretty safe and just put some neutral pieces in. So I've got this handful of old linens and bits and pieces. So I thought I'm just going to start grabbing things, pinning it down under what I can before I get too far. And that way my whole panel will at least have some background bits and bobs in there. Now I had this piece and I thought, well, that works well. So I've just managed to tuck it in under there. Where's my pins? I just need a few more pins. That little guy's found a home there at the moment, but not 100% sold on it. So at least then I can confidently, it feels a bit puckered under there, what's happening? I can confidently charge ahead with all the prompts and my background's in place. I sort of felt like I was putting the horse before the cart. Having said that, I needed to understand, I guess, where I was heading with it. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. So I'm looking for pieces of fabric that are slightly different to the one they're sitting on, if not very, very different, and just pinning them down. Like I had a couple little scraps, I've pinned them there. I've still got room to tuck a lace in there, and something could come in under there. So I guess I'm not 100% doing all the background, but I think I need to sort of change gears a little bit and assess the background. Now over here, I want to break up this Aida cloth that's here. And I think I've just realized my microphone's on and it is recording my voice. That is potentially going to then be able to be sent to one of my mates, and it's talking about pinning backgrounds on and, oh my goodness, tacking down lace, and that's hilarious. Thought I could hear something clicking away. I better stop talking because it's just recording me. Okay. Oh, that's funny. I could hear something going voot, voot, voot. And yeah, the microphone was on. What was I saying? I need to break this corner up. So I found this beautiful piece here and it just makes it to the edge. I then put that little bit there. I then found, I've had this little bit for a while and it's actually a piece that's stitched on. So I put that there and I thought, well, maybe I could make a pocket that was like that. And I thought maybe I could make a pocket out of that. So then I thought, well, we need to denote that it is a pocket. So I've turned that down like that just to remind me. I don't know if it'll stay there, but I'm rummaging through this little pile of bits and pieces of linen. So you guys are watching it the next day, but I spent an hour and a half stitching and now I'm still here and I've turned on the camera and I'm going for it again. Second video. I have got tremendous pain in the back of my neck. I really should be getting up and going for a walk, But no, I can't leave the table. Well, there's an interesting piece. I just can't walk away. So it's my own fault. That's why I have neck ache coming for me later in the day. Where am I going to put that piece? I can't, I don't know, can't work out what I'm doing. Let's just tuck you in there. Maybe I'm put you up in the corner. So there could be fabrics and things come in too. So I may not even need all of these pieces, but I will, I don't know. I'm sure you all feel the same way. I'm sure you're all like, got a million ideas and not sure just how far to take it. So just going to pin it. And like I said, I think in yesterday's video, which was what, 2 hours for me, we can undo our invisible stitch and adjust if needed. So I will feel better, I think, if I just get some backgrounds down. Even if they don't quite make sense, like I've got a gap here, there might be a piece of fabric come through there. But at least I've got these funny little blobby bits everywhere. Now there was something else I thought of. Up here, I think it will be a continuation of this flower. I just don't know the fabric yet. So I grabbed my pile of French fabrics and I thought, well, let's have a thumb through. Maybe there's an opportunity there. Pins. So that's where I'm at. So I figured I might as well turn the camera on because you'll all be looking at your backgrounds as well, especially if you're working on a fairly big panel. See how this is a bit odd here? Like that could be the start of another flower there or something. So, well, that definitely works in with this. Got some little random bits. See, some of these might be good to find a home. See, that it would be good tucked in somewhere. I don't know. Along the top edge. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself either, because that's the challenge, isn't it? That fabric there has some beautiful flowers on it. I know what I need to get out. That's what that, no it didn't. I thought that's what that come from, but no. That definitely needs to be part of the action, but like, See, they're the wrong pinks. Then I've got a little pile of Susanna fabrics. Some of those would look great. Oh, I'm going to get too far ahead, I think. There's this piece of fabric in here that I do want to find a home for, and that is the toile. See, all of those Susanna pack. I think Susanna, if you're chasing some French fabrics, guys, Susanna still has a couple of the packs that she put together from her France trip. And they're just like, look at that. That has to just find a spot. Even that. Oh. Where am I going to put that? Oh, I don't know. Just pin it there, girl. It just has to be in it. It just colours alone. What else have we got here? Sort of looking for something a little bit floral that could build onto. Oh, hello. Look at you. Is there enough floral? Oh, it's a sister to that fabric. Is there enough floral? It's a bit too much, but it's not bad. I think I'm just going to have to keep delving into these French fabrics as we progress and not go too far away from them, to be honest. That's the piece that came from. So even some little bits of this could drift. I'm creating a mess, all I'm doing. So I love that too. Love to get a bit of that in. There's the final one of those. Remember here, look, where is it? That there is stitched that, but I don't think I want to. Use that. That to me is a project on its own. Like, to give that the respect. I think I'll just sit on that one for a bit. That there. That's a piece by itself. No, save for a rainy day. This is what I wanted to have a look at. I don't know if the colours work, to be honest. See, in my head, that was going with this. But now that I look at it, I don't think the colours work. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, see, that's... no. Okay. Well, that's got that out of my head. I thought, that's why I started this video, that I needed to create a space for that, but it doesn't work. Well, there you go. That's better. What have we got here? We've got a half a head of a man and a dog around a fire. What a shame. He's missing. This is one of those, the lady threw it in just because. I do like this bird trim. And it's stitched to something. A piece of old. I do like that. That would look good. That's going in. Let's make a decision, Corrine. I might just try and tear that because it's so old, and so someone's joined the fabric. Oh, I see. That was actually joined through there. Wonder what it was off. Oh, here we go. We got history falling out the back of it. I'm getting into it now. Okay, so that's now detached. It's probably the top of an armchair or something. Put that over in my fabrics. We'll see that piece too. Oh, there we go. There's kids riding motorbikes on the little farm behind me. And it's driving Pepper nuts. Would it look odd, the little man's head half missing? Or do I just let that go into little bits and pieces? Like I could use doggy one day, and I think I want to separate this because these are actually two different pieces. I need a quick unpick. I'm doing sign language to that hound of mine. She's looking at me through the window and she's saying, "Mum, Mum, there are kids on motorbikes behind us." They're nasty. I can't find my quick unpick. Yes, I can. Here it is. Let's do this properly. I call it a quick unpick, but Grandma used to always call it a ripper. What do you guys call it? My mum was quick unpick. But yeah, Grandma, gee, there's a memory that's just popped back into my little head. Oh, this thread is real coarse. Must have been like a piece of upholstery or something. It's either that or my quick unpicker's blunt. Okay, now it's good thread, whatever it was. This fabric is giving way before the thread is. I sort of want to get a few little feature pieces out of my stash. Because remember, I didn't really create a mood board for this piece. It was all about Honey Bear's dress and the journal, and this piece is sort of evolving quietly on its own to the side. So I thought I'd better start finding those key pieces that will anchor around this image. Well, she was the key piece, the needlework. And I had a tapestry put aside as well, which is very much grandma, but it's just not going to work with this piece because it's got a lot of purple through it. And this is really pushing back towards the pinks and the reds, which then is my French fabrics. I must still have my Down the Garden Path in the back of my head. There we go. This little piece here, I think, is going to be a definite. And this little one of Susanna's too. Just going to bring that out because it's a definite. Do you reckon I can tear it, or is it just too fine? Oh yeah, she's going to tear. Give me a nice ripped edge. All right, you are in. You probably can hear the motorbikes. So it's probably Tuesday now for you guys. It's still Sunday for me. And the kids behind us are having a ball. There we go. A nice little piece. That probably will work up there. And I like my edge to be seen, my cross stitch edge. Bring it over a little bit. I'll go back. I don't know if it'll stay there. I'm just finding it home. I'm fiddling. It's a bit of a treasure. It's a Susanna treasure from Vintage Blend Studio. I must say, I must get into the habit that whenever I talk about some of these other ladies that we're constantly in chat with, I say the name of their channel as well, because you guys who are just tuning in are wondering, who is Susanna? Who is Christine? Who is Christina? Like it, I think you've all pretty much got Gail Gastinelli from her channel and Rachel and Sarah, but some of the other channels that are a lot newer, like myself, we're still sort of finding our way. And we're all chitty-chatting and, you know, it's such a community. It's just great. We all have a natter. And we then start referring to each other because we're all brainstorming and, you know, what do you think and what's your thoughts on that? And, you know, it just never ends. So I'm going to try and get into the habit of not just saying their first name as if they're my mate, which they are, but saying, you know, where they're from. Who are they? So that you guys know, who the hell is she talking about now? I'm going to try and slide this piece up here. Whether I need all of that, who knows? But I want to see those little birds. Maybe there, but we'll see. Depends on prompts, doesn't it? If there's a prompt that this becomes something, I might be able to work it in. Same with this piece. Like, it's so beautiful. But where does she go? Maybe we put her up here in this top corner to anchor. See, it's got a little C. I like that red line. It sort of makes me feel like it should be over here on an edge, and that on an edge. Let's just pin it, can't hurt. And whether it gets taken back a bit, we cut it, or we use that bit, who knows. And then we've still got this bit coming across, so whether that gets taken back or tucked underneath, let's tuck it underneath for now. I can always trim it out. If that does actually stay like that, I can cut that and save that little piece. It just felt like fiddling. Like I said, I filmed the one video, sat here and stitched, and then I'm like, oh, I should really look through those French fabrics, because I'm sort of starting to build a bigger picture happening here. Backgrounds need to be considered. Then there's like these key pieces. They need to really find their home before I get ahead of myself. I'm going to go back through that fabric again. I need to dig out this. Oh, see, there's that little guy. Maybe that could, I don't know. I can't even see what I'm doing. Who knows? Where is this fabric? That might give me enough components to do something up. No, I'm not going to dig it out. No, not yet. What'll happen is I'll go soldering on, and it'll get, oh, look at that trim there at the back of that fabric. It's so got to be part of it. More so than that, I think. I don't think there's anything else in there. Let's just put them away, girl. But let's have another look at this. Gosh, I don't know where to cut first. I think I just need to have it close and think about it. So let's just pin it on the side here. It's not ready to find its home. Every instinct in me is saying, keep it close, but not yet. Get some of these big pins out that I've got underneath. I had to put those big nasty pins under here because they were just, ow, they were just in my way. Get rid of the purple button. How do they manage to fall out? I love my little system because it's a dangerous little needle pin cushion thing here, because it's got no base on it, so everything just goes straight through. So I've got some, there's a leaf. Don't need a leaf. Look, now I'm doing tidy up. Oh, goodness me. All right, let's get that back into there. Oh, it's nasty. I really need to fix that. Bought myself some more pins because I'm lacking pins. I don't know what happened, where they've all gone. I think they're pinned into things. So that will hold that nicely. We'll put these little beads back. Not beads, buttons. I haven't even gone down the whole button track. Once we start embellishing and adding, I'm happy that I got rid of all the pins, and now I've put another 50 pins in there. Now, what was I going to do? I was going to look for that fabric, but I probably shouldn't because it'll hang. Yeah, I will. What the hang? Let's have a little look. It's close. Oh, there's some more bigger pieces in there. This is the other part of the, oops, French. That's new. That's cheating. That's old, but doesn't, we don't want blue. Gee. If I find that it's getting too pink, I think colours like that might, oh, hello. I wonder how that would go. Oh, I need another table next to the table, behind the table. Okay, I'm heading up there. Let's just rearrange myself here without getting a pin, and we'll see if we can find some inspiration to build on the flowers. See that there? It's beautiful, but I don't think it works. Well, it does, but it doesn't. I'd have to cut into that too much, and I just feel like it's too beautiful of a piece to start dividing it to get it to fit in this little spot. So I need something smaller. What about that? What if that came out the back of it all? I put this piece in here. I guess it doesn't have to stay. See those little holes? I thought that was interesting. It doesn't have to stay. That could nestle in under there. I feel like I'm forcing myself into two different colour schemes. Now I'm going to leave it for a moment on that. Let's have a look at this piece. That feels better to me. Let's put this guy away. I've got more fabric out than I need now. I wonder, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that on the 1st of September, I would like to start a new project where I celebrate a season. So I find a piece of fabric that to me feels like the season. And of course, my first season for the Australian climate is spring, which I haven't found, or summer or autumn, but I have a winter piece, which I really don't need yet. But that's what sort of kicked it along. I wonder, do you think this is autumn? Because I was talking to Susanna from Vintage Blend Studios. Look, now I'm going on another tangent. Hang on, guys. Okay. Let's talk fabric. Oops, nearly knocked everything fly. Now, this is the piece of fabric that Susanna from Vintage Blend Studios has a Etsy store and a website that sells packages of antique and vintage fabrics. I mentioned her a minute ago, having that little piece is part of a bigger pack of French fabrics. So if you want a little bit of France, go and have a check at her website. I haven't looked for a few days, and I know I have sent a few people recently. So oh gosh, now I'm thinking there mightn't be anything there. So I do apologise if they have sold out. Now, back to the story. this arrived as a part of a purchase that I made. And as soon as I saw it, I felt winter. So I need 4 pieces that are completely different to each other. So that sent Susanna down a rabbit hole, and she, see, there was my notes. So I've got winter, 1st of September we start, no idea. So Susanna's like, oh, I'll go through my stash, and she sent me this pack. Now this pack is on her site for sale, and I haven't even really had a chance to look at it because I've just been too busy. So let's see what she put together, and this is what made her feel like were the seasons. So there's another piece. This is what's for sale in her store. Oh, see, I like that too. That's interesting. See, I'm still stuck on winter because you do all this embroidery through here, and then you've just got this air here just to take a breath. So this piece is like a bigger version, but hang of a lot more work. But on its own would be stunning. Maybe I do this size, it'd be better. I did want to put it on a rolling pin. I'm pretty sure I've got some small rolling pins, smaller. Actually, that is, that's the same size, so that's all right. This is just longer. Oh, decisions. We were talking French fabric. Now we're going down this second tunnel. That's my winter. So I've got 2 pieces to think about. Now, Susanna felt that this was autumn to her. I think Susanna said she was going to join in, and she's going to use some of these fabrics that she owns. Now, she felt that was winter. Autumn. It is pretty, but is it autumn enough for me? I was saying to her the other day on the phone that autumn for me is my mum's closet. She was a redhead, so she'd wear olive, caramels, burnt caramels, those browns, sepia tones. She wouldn't wear pink, I don't think. So the piece of fabric I'm looking for autumn, I think has to be this. Yeah, I think, and this is where I was heading with the whole conversation, I think this is going to be my autumn. Now, size-wise, it should work. But is there enough to stitch in there? Probably. Especially if I take that piece from there. That's upside down. So it'd have to go like that. I don't know. What do you think, Susanna? You'll be watching. I use this as my autumn. Maybe if I go bigger, then I get more goodies to stitch. It's a fraction bigger. That'd be beautiful to stitch. And then, you know, what could I do in there? I'm tempted to actually make that my autumn. I think it's getting bigger than I wanted, but I could always build this out, like add something to it, or focus on that and use this little guy. Bigger is better, isn't it, guys? Okay, we're definitely going to use this for autumn. Yay, Susanna, I've found an autumn. See, I want them to be completely different. I want to know I've changed seasons. So that's the theory behind the project anyway. Which then brings you, let's put this aside because that's a definite. Autumn is in. Unfortunately, I'm in Australia and autumn is not for a long way. I've got to get through a blistering hot summer as well as spring. So if you think that's autumn. No, it's not, because I'm thinking of my mum and her wardrobe. So I'm going to save that piece. I'm going to squirrel it away. Now, these were the next two pieces. This felt like spring, I think, to Susanna. Maybe. And then that was her summer. Oh, it's a Sanderson fabric too. Ooh. It'd be nice to have the words there. And it does look different. I'm not that one. That just feels like it really works with this. These two, I feel like, would complement each other if they were in a tone. Like, that'd be beautiful. That, if you could find another two fabrics that match that, but not for me. I'm gonna squirrel them. They're going to be squirreled away. I don't know about this one. I guess there's no rush. Don't have to make a decision, but September 1 is coming fast. Is there anything in the French? Hang on. What about this? Is that summer or spring? Nothing. It's so big. It might be a bit tricky to get a panel out of it. But that would look good in this. I don't mind that. Okay. Is that summer or spring, guys? That could work. I've got enough of a contrast. Where's Susanna's piece? Oh, I know it. I got another piece. Hang on. Hold the horse. See, those blues would be interesting. I've got another piece. Hang on. Here we go. This is it. This piece I got from Susanna probably a year and a half ago. That is a season. But which season? I think I'll put that one into the squirrel it away pile. See, even some of that would work on this piece. Some of, yeah, goodness me. Okay. There we go. Autumn, winter, don't know, don't know. What do you think, guys? The piece with the pink background and the roses. Do they work? And is this spring or summer, or is this spring or summer? This to me is spring. I think it's the pink. Feels a bit bright and pink, and then summer. When do roses bloom? Roses are blooming now, so that's coming into spring, winter, spring. Got roses there. Got a bit of a rose thing happening. Oh, anyway, one needs to consider one's options still. We're not committed. So, but my little pile has grown a little bit. So stay tuned on that project. Having said that, these roses might be beautiful on this piece because I've got roses everywhere. Oh, gosh. Look at that. Where would I put a big rose? Could I have a rose coming out of the pocket? Is that silly? That definitely needs to be considered. It's just a repeat picture. Oh gosh, I don't know. Too many options. That's the problem when you start gathering your fabrics. You start to get too many ideas and too many options. What I'm going to do is go back to this floral and have a good look at this fabric. Is there a cluster of flowers that could work in here? I wonder if I was to bury, there's plenty of this design right through, and then there's this cable design. So there's not a lot of options. It's cluster or flowers or cluster of flowers. So I wonder, can I bury that in amongst this? I think so. And it's got a seam there. So what I might do is I'm going to cut this out for a rainy day. And I think with some trims and laces and some bits and pieces, that might be a very good little piece to have. And I can get more, like if I decide I want some more of those flowers or something, I've got plenty. And if I unpick this, I got some more flowers. So maybe I can collage I'm starting to get peckish. I wonder what time it is. Oops. I know I came in here about 8 o'clock this morning, and like I said, it's Sunday morning for me. Filmed the hour, and that hour has gone into, what time is it now? Oh, it's only 11:30. I guess I haven't had breakfast, so that's probably why I feel peckish. And I thought, oh, I'll just film again because I'm starting to play. I really need to put this piece away now, because what'll happen is I'll get too far ahead and I'll have nowhere to put prompts. But background is why I'm here. And rummaging through fabrics to see if there's something. So we've got a couple pieces here. I think I'll end up taking, yeah, I am. I'm going to take that piece out. It's too unusual to use there. I have a feeling that my flowers are going to expand into that zone, and I probably just need a plainer piece of linen. There's a piece that's a different colour. I think I just need something like that. So then I don't need to worry about a line that's potentially going to be in my way. So let's just patch that there for now. Because yes, we are here discussing backgrounds. I'm trying not to go down too many rabbit holes. I know I want this collar to stay intact and potentially drift across the top here. So that's a must. Be great if I don't have to cut it. And it sort of frames this little area. So my cluster of flowers. I had this piece that I got from Susanna actually draped over the mannequin because I thought it could work with it, but this purple's just not coming into it, so that's decided. Now this will be worked into this whole zone, I think. Yeah. I like that green. It's not too over the top. So even if that bow did come out into view, but that's another day. If I keep going, that's another day, but it's really going to work. And even those, I think by the time I fussy cut that out and just start pinning it around, and then I'm going to go on the hunt for even more fabrics that can be collaged into it. And this is going to be quite a big floral thing, but not today. I need to think about it. I need to look at it, and we'll see what the next prompt is, because that's due tomorrow night for me. That's Wednesday. And maybe there's something that will set me off in this direction. See, even I'm just looking at this basket here. See all that there? I know when I looked at the piece a few seconds ago, it felt like I was seeing lots of blue flowers. But when you ignore that and just focus in on these roses, it's actually not too blue. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I've got some key pieces at least in the area. Whether they stay there, it might end up being rejected because there's a prompt that brings me down this side that I only need a little bit of that. This fabric's definitely got to find a home somewhere on it. Might only be a little bit. That little piece is a bit of a treasure from Susanna. I like that piece, whether it stays there. It's a bit of a collage thing. I've got maybe a pocket here. Maybe that's better on Honey Bear's dress. Just, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Isn't it exciting? All right, guys. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know if you think that one is summer. What was the other one I was going to do? Now I've lost my train of thought. Oh, the rose. Summer or spring? I think that's spring. I think that could be summer. That would be autumn, and that would be winter. I don't know. That to me doesn't quite fit the story, but that doesn't matter. But will it matter? Will it annoy me? How do you make something so fresh and colourful look like winter and autumn and spring? And you know what I mean? But then this does tone. Where's that piece from Susanna's pile? Yeah. Maybe that does work better. Who knows? Anyway, let's just leave it at that. I'm going to put all those pieces together and put it aside with my extraordinary idea notes there, and leave it at that. All right, I feel like we're getting somewhere. We've got a bit of a flower thing happening. I've got some favourite pieces just pinned. Whether they stay there, I just don't want to forget about them. I've got some backgrounds sneaking in too. That'll help me remember that I need to think about the backgrounds. Got some little spots where I can do things, and that's before I lace it all. So it's coming together, this big skirt for my mannequin. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Time to have a break, stretch the back and go for a walk. All right, guys, look after yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.